that girl Henny. Y'all gotta go to her channel.
The girl Henny, do you know who she is?
She a blogger or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, where did this lady come from?
Right on your ass.
She on your life, G.
Shout out to Henny over there.
Yo, what's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin'? Welcome back to the bar. It's your girl Henny, and I'm about to pour up plenty of that hot Henny tea that y'all came to sip on. So if you are new to the channel, please be sure to like, comment, and of course, subscribe. Click that notification bell. Select all so that you get notified whenever I do a video. Or I'm going to do that. And if you are a returning Mob Down Henny Gang member, now let's get into this content. So, y'all know that Wendy Williams has been on a hiatus for a very long time. We have not seen Wendy on air for years, and the last thing that we did hear from Wendy was when she did her was it A&E? Entertainment, when she did her documentary, okay, Lifetime. It was Lifetime. That's the last time that we saw or heard anything from Wendy. Well, it looks like Wendy has been on a press run, if you ask me, because not only was Wendy on the Breakfast Club this morning, she was also on Don Lemon, and she was talking about her conservatorship. Now, we know that we have heard many things about this, that they've been trying to keep her away from her money for years. Now, you have to excuse me. I have a little bit of jitters because I haven't been live in a minute. I've been doing videos. But salute and what's popping to everybody that is in the chat. So what I'm going to do for y'all, because I know that everybody has already heard the Breakfast Club, not too many people were aware that she also sat with Don Lemon, because the one from the Breakfast Club is the one that was kind of prominent and it was airing and people were flooding and running to that one. So I'm going to play the one from Don Lemon with you now. And because I don't know how Don gives it up, I don't know him. Okay, we don't know him. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do an overlay over the screen. Shout out to the Henny snipers that are in the cipher. So keep it cute or you'll be put on mute. I'm going to go ahead and play the Don Lemon one for y'all, but I'm going to place an overlay over the screen and it is going to be an audio. But when I pause to give the commentary, I promise that I will do my best to remember to come back onto the screen. So without further ado, make sure y'all are hitting that like button the way that y'all know y'all should do. Okay, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started because this is probably going to be a long one. So this is, again, her interview with Don Lemon. Let's take a listen.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Don.
Wendy, I miss you.
Don, look, my phone is with the Guardian person. You know what I'm saying? This phone that I'm talking on is a phone where I can call you, but you can't call me.
Now, let me go ahead and take this down. Let me just say this. I find this to be very disheartening that she has a phone that she can call people on, but people can't call her. Now, if you listen to the Breakfast Club interview, they were saying how she was on the phone with them and they wouldn't even let her. You know what? I'm not going to jump ahead. But what in the world is going on? Even people that are in nursing homes have freedom to cell phones and communication with folks. What are they hiding?
Never heard of a phone like this in my life. Anyway, it's good to talk to you.
It's good to talk to you. They didn't take your phone after this interview you did with Charlemagne, did they?
Listen. Look, my life is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I've been with this Guardian person for 3 years. For 3 years of my life, look, I'm isolated. I feel like I'm in prison. You understand? I can't go out. All I can do is look at the window, and anytime I go out, it's because I'm going out with the person that the guardian has assigned to me. So if I want to go out, for lunch, you know what I'm saying, then I have got to go with this woman. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go out, like,
well, then you may want to skip this video because this video is definitely about Wendy.
My dad turned 94,
and you can't go. Wendy, let me ask you this. I heard the interview, and I want to cover some things that didn't happen in the interview. Now, do you remember the last time that you were at the house? And I'm just going to be honest. You took your wig off, and we had a real heart-to-heart. And I was like, here's the real Wendy. And I said, Wendy, would you ever go on without your wig and do a thing with me? You said, no, because this is how people know me. So, Wendy, I want to know what is going on with you. Why do you feel, do you feel desperate now that you're in a desperate situation? What's up?
Well, first of all, about my actual hair, is longer, but it's thin. And that's why I wear wigs, people.
It looks fine. Wendy, I said to you that you were beautiful. And I was like, this is the Wendy that people need to know with your hair down. So
now, the question that he just asked her is a question that I'm not going to lie. I was wondering what's going on because Wendy hasn't been speaking and now she does not one but two interviews. So what's going on? And she's actually speaking out from what I've heard because I did not, you know what? I hope Don Lemon doesn't come over here and strike my channel, but I don't like that. I feel so disconnected from you guys when I have to put an overlay up. I don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the screen the way that I usually put the screen. And then we're going to put this back up. And then we're going to big this. So it's there. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the overlay over it, you guys, because I want to communicate with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm wondering what is going on because now, oh, by the way, do y'all like the lighting? Because I feel like a bar is not bright. The bar, when you go into a bar, no matter what time of day it is, it's dimly lit. So I wanted to dimly light, create the ambiance, and look like the bartender, like I'm about to start. Okay. I'm wondering what's going on because she's speaking out against the guardianship and they're kind of allowing this. I'm wondering if they're using this to try to say that she's incompetent, you guys. Let's listen.
So talk to me. Okay. What's up?
Okay. Well, what's going on is I've been in this system, like I said, for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm presently right now, I'm in New York at this place. And it's not to say horrible things about older people. It's just that the people that live here are in their 90s and their 80s and they're
So it sounds like she's saying the same thing that she said when she was on the Breakfast Club. But I want to hear how Don Lemon is going to ask these questions of her because he has another way of asking and interviewing. And no disrespect to the Breakfast Club. I love the Breakfast Club. Okay. She was able to pivot even though he was cutting her off. That says a lot. Right. No disrespect to the Breakfast Club. I listened to them in the morning, when I was working and all of that. So no disrespect to them at all. But Don Lemon I'm looking at the different styles of journalism when I'm watching who's interviewing who, because my goal is to not stay in the gossip goal and to be messy. Like my goal is to elevate higher and, really take this thing as far as I can. So I want to hear how he's going to handle this. What did you say? Hey, Las Vegas Freedom News. He said, Henny, bring that real content. You're one beautiful woman. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get back into the content.
70s. And I don't know, maybe they're 60 like me. I can't tell. People are in wheelchairs. Some people aren't in wheelchairs, but they walk very. Listen, clearly they are not of my sound mind and body. You understand what I'm saying?
Wendy, are you incapacitated?
Hell fucking no.
See what I mean? Like Don is going to cut right through. Like, listen, everybody wants to know, are you incapacitated? And she's saying no. And imagine this, you're in a facility with people that are not as mobile as you, maybe not as sound as you are in mind. They're not quick-witted or any of that. So now you're being held here. And she's described this as a luxury prison. Like, you guys, can you imagine this?
Look, Alex, please address what has been going on with me. Alex, by the way, has actually been here, right here. She flew from Miami to New York, and she's been right here, and she sees the people. She sees the look.
Okay, Wendy, I'm going to ask you. Slow down. Okay, slow down. You don't believe you're incapacitated. The Guardian has said you're incapacitated permanently and that you have dementia.
Yes, and you
frontal
wanna know
aphasia.
What? Listen, and I don't know how much I can talk without being punished. You know what I'm saying? And I won't be able to see my dad, and I won't be able to, do anything, and I'll be stuck in this prison I'm in for the rest of my life. You understand what I'm saying?
You feel like you're in a prison in an apartment in New York City.
This is not an apartment. I don't even know what you call this place. Like, I don't even know what you call this place. This is an old age home in New York. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where people, bring you your pills, where people, the door is always, just knock on the door, I tell them. Don't just come in here. You understand what I'm saying? And all I have are the things that I have from storage, while my apartment has been sold, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all my clothing, I have a little bit of clothing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here's the drawer.
Now, if you caught the Breakfast Club, hit any glasses in the chat if you caught the Breakfast Club interview, because I'm going to be spoiler alerting that that interview, because a lot of people seem to have watched that video. How's my sound, everyone? My sound is good? Because I've been having some issues with my sound, okay? And I really don't want you guys to have a bad sound with this, okay? But hit any glasses in the chat if you saw the Breakfast Club interview, and give me a 1 in the chat if I sound good. As far as my good. Okay, sounds as far as my sound. Okay, so imagine what she just described. Okay, a couple of y'all have seen it. If anybody who catches this on the replay hasn't seen it, I'm probably not gonna play it. I want to, but I don't know. I gotta see. All right, so she says that she might say it in this interview too, because what I'm hearing is it's a repeat. Okay, great. Y'all can hear me. Good. All right. What she said was that there has to be a key that has to be used for her to get in and out and up and down and off of her floor and all of this. And it's like, why is she under such high security? Like, why is she being locked away from society and everything that she knows? And why is she speaking about being punished? She just said, I don't know how much I can say without being punished. And what does punished look like? Because she mentioned not being able to see her dad. What does that mean? Does it mean that she won't? Okay, so for those of y'all who missed it, I may play it, but I'm going to play it at high speed. Okay. Are they taking away the phone? Are they taking away the TV? Like, what are they doing? And what are these meds that she's on? Are these meds actually helping her or harming her?
There's a small closet. There's a big TV that through my money, the Guardian person got me the TV that I want. You know what I'm saying?
Wendy, let me ask you.
What?
People want to know, how did you end up in this situation? How did the Sabrina Morrissey gain control of you, and how did she become your guardian?
Well, first of all, she's making money from me, you know what I'm saying? And she's supposed to be here to protect me. And this has been going on now for 3 years of my life. Alex, are you listening? I'm here. Okay, Alex, please talk, because Don Lemon doesn't understand what I've been going through for the last 3 years of my life. Alex, this is my niece. Please talk.
I know, okay, Alex.
Here's the thing. Yeah, and here's the thing, Don. And I know the question that you asked, and I know that the reason, Wendy, one reason she can't really go in and answer fully is because everything is still so tied up in legal.
Okay.
And so she has to be really careful about what she says. And I get that. We talked about that. She knows that. So there are just certain details because of the legalities of it that she just can't get into. But, Wendy, what's going on with you? We've been talking about this as a family. We've been sitting in this for a while. And, I was worried even coming into this interview. I was just on the phone with you, Dawn, before, because I didn't hear from you at the minute, the time that, we said exactly. And it's like that feeling of, was her phone taken away? Where is she? What's going on?
Yeah.
And
so they don't even have the freedom to speak, not just her, but even her family. They've got to watch what they say. Imagine you're being mistreated, probably mismedicated. I don't even know if that's a word, improperly medicated. Okay. Just horrible. Like what? They lacing her up on them. Right. Like this doesn't make sense to me at all. Shout out to everybody that's coming in and salute to you. Is she sneaking calling? No, she's not sneaking to call because the guardian has to give her the phone. But the thing with her phone is, even if she calls you and you get the number, you can't call her. She has to call you. She can't come and go as she pleases. Her family can't come visit her as they please. She can't go visit family as she pleases. She's locked in. And this is because of the conservatorship. And this is very reminiscent of Britney Spears, isn't it? This is just tragic. Like, y'all, we're going to read some things. I have some court docs for y'all regarding this. Now, you can't pull all the court docs on this because those court docs have since been sealed. And even the court case that they took out about the documentary piece that was filmed, they have sealed and redacted, heavily redacted those court docs as well. So it's like you can't even go through public records to find out what's going on. Whatever is happening, they are keeping it concealed and under wraps. We caught a couple of bits and pieces of information from back in 2022 when this first started, but you're not going to get the full story of everything because they've locked it down. No access to her money, no access to her family, limited access to the outside world and media outlets and all of that. And this is a public figure, you guys. This was the queen of everything that we do on YouTube, all of the gossip pages, the tea pages, the bloggers and content creators. We are basically the birth children of Wendy Williams because she was that for radio. And it's like she's legendary and iconic, especially in the hip hop culture. She's legendary and iconic. So she should have access. We want to know what's going on with her. We grew up with her and she's being cut off. Let's continue.
And if we feel that fear for her as family, I can only imagine what she's going through as she sits in this room day in, day out. She doesn't go out unless it's for an assigned appointment, doesn't get the proper sunlight, doesn't socialize with friends. She doesn't have the communications that make sense to live in a world that we're in terms of 2025. A landline phone that can only call out, no one can call her, and a TV. I mean, that has been my aunt's life for the last year and a half.
And by the way, Dawn, I order a breakfast or a lunch or a dinner, and I always eat right here in the bed watching TV. I don't eat with these people on this floor. They are elderly people. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, the people who live here, they're nice people. We always say hi to each other as I order lunch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then I always have it brought back to me. And I eat right here in the bed. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, Wendy. You feel trapped, and you said you feel like you're being imprisoned in this facility. I understand that, Wendy. People are concerned about you. They're worried. They haven't seen you, and the times that they do see you publicly, they worry that you're not the same as you were. This is not the Wendy that we're used to seeing.
We'll get to that.
Listen. And not only that, I only have like $15. This guardian person is keeping my money trapped, so to speak. She has all of my money. You understand what I'm saying? But all of the freedom that I.
It's not just due to HIPAA. That does play a part in it, but it's also sealed. A lot of the information that is sealed is not just that. Like the original complaint is not there. It's a lot of stuff that should be there. Like the HIPAA stuff could be heavily redacted out of the documentation. So that's, that's a part of it. But also, what are they covering up? Because usually when people seal court documents, it's to hide things, that they don't want people to see. And if we start looking into some of these conservatorships, like for Britney Spears, you would definitely probably see that there are some things going on that aren't proper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be like, okay, we don't need to know her medical history. But how did this even happen? How did this begin? Who put this into play? Okay, because it started with Wells Fargo, but who put Wells Fargo onto this and decided it? My money is on Kevin.
You know what I'm saying? And through my money, for instance, I would like to go to Sephora. You know what I'm saying? So what the Guardian person does is she will call up Sephora, because that's where I want to go, and then I'll be able to buy stuff through my money that this girl, it's a woman, this Guardian person. You understand what I'm saying? Do you know my Guardian?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Wendy. So where your money is being held, do you still have money in an account somewhere?
Excuse me. No. I look. My money is I have good money. I worked all of my goddamn life. My thing about being in New York is I want to work in New York until I have enough money and enough of what I've done in New York that is now time to fly and live in Miami for the rest of my life. And that's always what I wanted to do, right, Alex? And it worked out perfectly, I stopped doing my show on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, it's now time to stop because my money is great money. You know what I mean?
I understand that. People are going to say, well, why does this woman want to, have Wendy in a guardianship? And is she protecting you in some way? Do you believe?
First of all, she's making money off me.
How so?
Alex, can you please talk?
How wait, Wendy? How is she making money off of you?
Well, you're my guardian, so you're making money off of me. Like for instance, when I was in Miami there's some legality things that I am not confident.
I understand.
To talk so much about, but Alex.
I understand. I've spoken to Alex about this. I want to know, Wendy, you went to Lil Kevin's graduation, right?
Yes, and I got yes, and we had a great time. Although the Guardian person, you know what I'm saying? Look, I want to see my dad, for his birthday. Mm-hmm. And we had a great 9 days in Miami. The family is just, oh my God, we had such a good time. I mean, we went to this party place where the entire family was there, including my dad, you know what I'm saying, where the music was great, you know what I'm saying, where the food was excellent.
How did that come about, Wendy? How did they let you go to see Lil Kevin and your family?
Why? Because please, I'm the mother, and I gave him a car for graduation, you know what I'm saying? And I saw him, walk across the stage, and I stood up and cheered. What are you talking about?
No, but I mean, how would they let you out if you're on a guardianship and you said that you feel like you're in prison?
You know what? Because I don't even know what the goddamn guardianship is in terms of stuff like that crap. You understand what I'm saying? I've been in this system for 3 years of my fucking life. 3 years of my life. You realize that at any given moment, I guess they will steal my TV. You know what I'm saying? So I can't watch TV.
She doesn't even understand how this guardianship works. That's crazy. She can't answer how she's able to come and go, and who, besides the person that she knows by name, who is pulling the strings for her to be able to come and go to certain things. She doesn't know how this works, but what she does know that if she steps outside of any of those perimeters that they have put in place for her, that they will take her stuff from her. She just said, I don't know if they're going to come in here and steal my TV from me. She sits in a room all day long with a phone that calls out one way. It's not even a cell phone, guys. It's a landline phone. A landline phone that only calls out. No incoming calls. This is ridiculous. What has she done that she has to be cut off and incapacitated like this? That's my question.
You know what I'm saying? And watch TMZ and see what's going on, and watch you, Don Lemon, while you talk to Rosanna Scotto. You know, just have my friend Rosanna Scotto, who also named in storage, not in storage, but with the Guardian person. You understand what I'm saying? Alex.
Listen, Wendy, Alex, I understand. Alex and I have spoken, and I just want to make sure that I get this. Go ahead.
No. Listen, but I want to speak to my niece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the three of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, this is my life, Don. This is my life.
Alex has your back. I mean, Alex is 100%, and we have spoken about how to get help and get people to understand what is going on with you. And that, correct, you want to be with your family. You feel that that's the best place for you to be in Florida, right?
Excuse me, when you want to be, all right, I'm not going to even ask. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Like I said, I worked in New York all of my life. From the time I was 26, I was 26, and I started WBLS New York, right? I was doing WBLS like a beast. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you know, TV came along. I was like, oh, TV, all right. Well, radio is my God. You know what I'm saying? I love radio, but TV made more money for me, so I stayed on TV.
Do you want to go back to work, Wendy?
Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? But I don't want to work I don't want to work like 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? I want to pick and choose what kind of work I want to do, because that's the type of person I am now. You know what I'm saying? I want to pick, and I want to do it. I want to do it in Miami. You know what I'm saying? And I want to pick and choose, because that's the type of person I've become, and that's the type of person I always wanted to be, living in Miami with.
So her ideal is to be in Miami with her family. I agree with this, Centric Soul. I don't care what's wrong with her. Her family should have guardianship. Her son, not the bank, not strangers. Her son, somebody she trusts, somebody that is able-bodied. Her sister, they were trying to get the sister to do it at one point in time, but I forgot what happened. We watched that Lifetime. We watched it. I believe I have the video somewhere, or maybe I got rid of it because they came for me. I think I might have dropped it into the membership. But at the end of the day, they're not letting the family do anything. I've never heard of anything like this before in my life, where people can just come in and override the family, override the person's wishes, where she seems very mentally competent to us. I mean, what are we missing? Are we missing a bad day? And if we are missing a bad day, are the bad days that bad where her family can't take care of her? She's not bedridden. She doesn't seem like she's criminally insane. And that's what's coming off. Allegedly, Kevin said he was going to destroy Wendy Williams of money. And I believe him, because he is an evil person who did a lot of dirty crap. Well, let me just say, he just did a lot of dirty crap. And I don't know if he's behind this or not, guys, but this is ridiculous.
My family.
What do you want people to know, Wendy, about this? Because I remember I had you on the show, and you started tearing up when I said, who is Wendy Williams? Who is Wendy Williams right now?
Yeah, well, the things that I actually want, I've talked to Alex about. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk to you about that, because what we're doing is we're doing something for the world to you know, I'm talking back and forth with you, Don. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Alex, if you can do a little bit more talking, Alex.
Yeah, Alex. Well, hang on 1 second. Let me just ask another thing. Wendy, are you taking medication for anything? Because if you have dementia, as they say, or if you are incapacitated, they would be giving you some type of medication.
And I think, Alex, well, I just want to say, and I think the medication part, you know, that is very sensitive, and so,
right.
You know, we've talked about that in terms of, you know, having conversations about that, but, you know, just here's where we're at. My aunt clearly wants to talk She wants to get her messaging out there, but it has become extremely difficult. And she's so careful with what she says because there is this worry, there is this fear that A, she's going to say the wrong thing. B, you know, there might be some sort of retaliation as a result of that. I mean, you know, Don, the tears that I shared with you before this, prior to my aunt calling me, those were real in terms of
I know
what happened just by her moving the line slightly.
Yeah.
And so a lot of, you know, people are hearing in terms of, you know, my aunt talking about her life, talking about what she wants, but kind of doing her best with that delicate dance is literally because there are things that she just can't talk about, / there are things that she's concerned about talking about because she doesn't know
I totally understand
where that line is, you know?
I totally understand that. And Wendy, look, as I said, Alex has your back. We were on the phone. She was crying before this because she thought that they had taken your phone and she wasn't going to have a chance, wasn't going to have any way to be able to get in touch with you. And that's how, go on. What do you say to that?
I mean, that would be, that is a fact. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know what I'm saying? If they take my phone, you know, yes, I could probably make a call, you know, from somebody. But then, you know, suddenly, like if I call you, Don, then now these people will have a telephone number to call you back, Don. You know, understand what I'm saying? And I'm not in a good position because this guardian person will make sure that look, my life is screwed up. You know, the guardian mess is, please, look, I am isolated. I feel like I'm in prison. I feel like, you know, they're trying to control me. You know what I'm saying? And everything that I do, you know what I'm saying? You know, if I chew, they don't even look. My life is screwed up. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that I can do for myself is I can keep myself a sound mind and body. You know what I'm saying? You know, that you know, regardless of what, like I love lipstick. You know what I'm saying? So I have lipstick on right now. Why? Because I always have lipstick. It's not a big deal. You understand what I'm saying? Because I all of my clothing is here. Not all of it. Most is in storage. You understand what I'm saying? Like what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
So we're going to stop off there because it sounds like, you know, she's saying I have little bits of comfort, but I don't have everything that I want. This video is actually long. This is an hour long, you guys. If y'all want to go for the full hour, drop those Henny glasses in the chat, but this is a lot to digest. And I also feel like, you know, with a lot of the talking that she is doing, because again, I do have some court docs that I could go into as well. But it feels like she's doing all of the talking that she can because she does not get. Okay, so I'm seeing Henny glasses go in the chat. Y'all want to continue listening to what's going on? Okay, I can do that. I just don't want, you know, I want to make sure that you guys are tuned in and tapped in with the content that's coming out. So it sounds to me like when she says a lot of the stuff that she is saying, it's because she doesn't get to talk to people every day. So now she's just talking and she just wants to get it all out because she's happy that she's able to talk. That's what I'm getting from this. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like while she's talking, she goes down a rabbit hole of all the things. Like these are the things, like she's saying, you know, I have some of my, I'm paraphrasing, I have some of my comforts. I have lipstick. I love my lipstick. I wear my lipstick. I have some of my clothes. I got my clothes here. Some of them are in storage, but I have my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like she's rambling a bit, but it's because she doesn't have a lot of human interaction. You could tell. You could tell she's being locked away. She's being secluded. Wendy talked. That was her thing for a living. She talked. So now when she has that opportunity to talk, she's going to take the opportunity to talk. And I think Don is doing a good job with being patient. I think he's being, you know, trying to drive the conversation, steer the conversation and bring it back sometimes. But that's what I'm getting from this. I still don't get that she's a person who has dementia. I still don't get that Wendy Willaims that's talking to us right now, Wendy Willaims that was on the Breakfast Club, I'm not getting that she's not mentally competent of things. I'm getting that you guys are making her a certain way.
Alex, what am I supposed to do?
And you're doing what you can do right now, and that's why we're here.
Yeah.
I have to run.
Yeah, you got to get to work, Alex.
Yeah,
Wendy,
yeah.
you can reach out to me anytime. I'm sorry that we're supposed to talk for longer. You were supposed to call earlier, but we were worried when you didn't call. So Wendy, feel free to call back anytime. You know, I've been trying to reach out to you through your family. I spoke to Wanda and Alex, and they love you and they care about you. What final words, Wendy, before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to talk to you privately behind by myself to talk to you. Okay.
Okay, I'm here.
I'm serious. I do.
Okay, well, we're here to help, and I want you to talk privately, and I'm here to help, Wendy.
Yeah.
I'm only here to help, just so you know, okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
You take care. You take care of yourself, Wendy. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
I love you all. Bye bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. There you have it. That's what the conversation is supposed to be a lot longer, but she is in a place where she can't always call. The reason that it was also cut short is that her niece is at work and she had to go on live herself on television. And so there it is. Yeah. So again, and I'll show you as we're going to roll some pictures and I'll again explain. So, after Wendy visited me, I think the last time it was in 2021, as I've been telling you guys, she came over during the pandemic. And
I'm going to let Don Lemon speak and share his experience of things because, yeah, Heidi, this is very sad and unfortunate. You know, that she's going through this. I'm glad that there are people like Don Lemon in the Breakfast Club and, you know, other people who are willing to sit down. I believe she has another interview that's coming out that I saw. I don't remember who it was with. I think it was with Jason Lee. Did you guys see that? Is she sitting down with Jason Lee next? Because I'm definitely going to be tuned in to the one with Jason Lee. Like, you know, that's Jason Lee's idol right there. That's going to be a great one. I believe it's going to be emotional as well. That's if they allow her to do it. Sheesh. But Don Lemon is going to go through some things. He had a personal relationship with Wendy. So let's listen to what Don has to say, and then we'll get into some hot Henny as far as the documents go.
And yeah, and she came over and we had just the very personal discussion.
Don't quote me on that.
As I said, she took her wig off.
Okay, she said, Don said Jason Lee. Yes, I could have swore I saw something posted by him. I'm not sure, but that's why I was like, don't quote me, but I thought I saw something. Okay, but let's let Don share.
I didn't tell you guys this. So the second time she came over, she sat not on the couch, at the edge of the couch on the floor, and talked to me about her issues and what she wanted to do. And at that time, she was still not back on television. She was not back on television at that time. And she said she wanted her show back and she wanted to go back on TV. She called me the second time. We told her she could come again. We went out to dinner and for drinks and not for drinks. We went to dinner and we went to this restaurant. There's a restaurant in Bridgehampton that is, it's a funny thing, Friday night, there's a gay night. And she said, I want to go. You know, those are my people. And so we went, we had a good time. We sat and then we went to lunch and then we took her out on the boat. That was her in the restaurant that you see right there. That we took her out to lunch. And then we went out on the boat and I wanted her to have a good time because quite honestly, my heart did go out to her because she seemed lonely. She was going through some things. She was trying to date, all of these things. And then there are some photographs I'm not sure if we have of, you know, how I came to know Wendy by filling in on her show, by doing the hot talk panel on her show and then filling in for her. This is me filling in for her. When she got sick. I think this was back in 2019. And so it was weird, like hosting for the Wendy show and then them asking me to do it for a longer period of time because I didn't know how long she was going to be on. So I spoke to Howie Mandel. And this funny thing is I was speaking to Howie Mandel then I was like, can I shake his hand? I know he's a germaphobe. Look how far away he's sitting. And, we had a fantastic discussion. But that was during the 10th anniversary, whatever. So you can figure out the year of the Wendy Willaims show. So I believe that was in 2019. And then again, I usually sat on the panel in the Hot Talk thing. And then I ended up hosting the Hot Talk panel. And then so after that, we know, Wendy came back for a while and then she ended up going away. And so I did this because I wanted her, and I told, my company did not want me to do this, did not want me to fill in for her. They said, this is not in your contract. This is a completely different network. We're only allowing you to do this because you're friends with Wendy and you want to help her out. So we're going to give you this dispensation to fill in for her on the show. And I did it as much as I could until my company said no, because I wanted to make sure that Wendy kept her spot and that because she had a voice, she was great at what she did. Yes, she was tough. She had said some things, a lot of things about people that they were mad. And look, and when I first came on her show, I did want to go on her show for the first time.
I'm going to let him finish this up and then we're going to go ahead.
Wendy told her producers to tell me, I know that when I was on the radio, I said a lot of things about people that I didn't mean. That was me with Allie Wentworth and some other folks who were on the show. Oh, the Fox 5 lady. I said a lot of things about people on the radio that, I don't feel that way now. And I mouthed off and I had to fill time and whatever. And I was doing whatever. So she apologizes if she ever, hurt you or whatever, and come on the show. You'll have a good experience. And I did. I went on the show. I came out on Wendy's show. I wrote a book. I came out in the book. Wendy invited me on her show. And then after that, she kept inviting me back time after time after time to make amends for some of the things that she had done or said. Because when I was in Philadelphia, I'm just going to be honest about this whole thing. I was in Philadelphia. I was in the closet. Wendy was in Philadelphia. She had left her position on, I think it's WBLS in New York, I think, reportedly because she had tried to out Puffy, Diddy. And so she lost that job and she was in Philadelphia and we were there at the same time. I was the anchor reporter at the NBC station in Philadelphia. And someone said, Wendy Willaims is talking about you on the radio and she's telling people that someone spotted you at a gay bar and I forget what it was called, Boys Town or something, I forget. And it was like, yeah, I had gone out. Okay, no big deal. But then I wasn't out then. And so that's when she was saying the things about Don Lemon. That's how she even got to know who I was, because we were both in Philadelphia at the same time. And then we both were in New York, I believe, at the same time. So anyway, that's when she said all the things about me. And then she apologized. I was on her show. But so let me just say, I would sit there on Wendy's show and kind of study her. Because she was a force. Wendy's a very, very talented person. And when you do radio and when you do what I'm doing now, when you do radio or podcast or streamer, there is no teleprompter. There is no one in your ear saying, do this, do that, say this. There's no one producing a show with elements that you must go to at this point or things that you can rely on if you aren't quite up to it. It's just you. And so she learned that in radio and I learned that skill now, but I had it before and I didn't realize it. Now that I'm doing this, I realized it even more.
So they had a past where Wendy outed him. And, like he said, he and Wendy, she invited him up to the show and she kept bringing him back and they ended up developing their friendship and they have continued to be friends. I do want to give him time, but I can tell that this is a very emotional conversation for him and it's taking a minute for him to kind of get it out. If you guys want to watch the full interview, I will put the link down in the description box. For those of y'all who missed the Breakfast Club one, I will go ahead and play the Breakfast Club. I am going to put it is sped up a little bit because she does say some of the same things that she said on the interview that she just did with Don Lemon. But I'm going to go ahead. Hey, Trees. She said, yes, I did it. Hit the like button. I love that. But I'm gonna play the Breakfast Club interview for y'all. It's a little bit more energetic, but I wanted to start off with Don because Don is more of a serious, hard-hitting journalist and gave a different feel to it. But let's watch the Breakfast Club. It's a little bit more energetic. Not so much with I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying when there's a lot of dead air, it does tend to be a bit much. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to listen to the Breakfast Club interview.
Yes. The reason that we do what we do each and every morning, especially me, we have Wendy Williams on the line. Good morning, Wendy.
Good morning. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, Charlemagne.
Peace, Wendy. And Wendy's niece, Alex, is on as well. Alex, you're going to be talking too, right?
Hey, Alex.
That's my niece, Alex. That's my niece, Alex. And Charlemagne and I, by the way, have known each other for like 20 years and running.
And I'm glad to see that her with Charlemagne is like still there. You know what I'm saying? Because you think that sometimes when people lose touch with one another, that they kind of like, there may be a rift there or whatever, because we don't know what's going on, right? But Charlemagne started at Wendy. And if I remember correctly, Charlemagne started the, how you doing? But I'm not going to go there. I'm going to be nice. Let's keep going.
That is very true. Wow. Listen, Wendy, let's get right to it. I'm going to tell everybody what's going on. Wendy Williams is currently trapped in a conservatorship. If you don't know what a conservatorship is, it's when someone is in charge of making decisions on your behalf, but usually because the conservatee is not able to make decisions for themselves. Wendy can make her own decisions. She is not cognitively impaired. She is not incapacitated. She is being taken advantage of. Right. Wendy, tell us what's going on.
Well, first of all, to start with, my niece Alex knows a lot as well, you know, but I am not cognitively impaired. You know what I'm saying? No, but I feel like I am in prison. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in New York City, right? And by the way, my apartment has been sold, thank God, you know, a while ago. But I, you know, I'm in this place where the people are in their 90s and their 80s and their 70s, and even when people are 60 like me, hey, I'm sexy and gorgeous. You know, I am 60.
Now, see, there's a different energy to this interview when she did that. You see the difference in the journalism? There's a difference, and she gives a different energy no matter, you know, depending upon where she is. But yes, when she was on, what was it, WBLS? Is that where she started at? I can't remember because she's had such an extensive history. She had Charlemagne on there. Charlemagne the God. He wasn't Charlemagne the God then. He was just Charlemagne. How you doing? There was a lot of controversy behind Charlemagne. There's a reason why people question Charlemagne's sexual preferences, because there were some things that we all heard and we know of when we was listening to them on the radio. Okay. But we're not going to go there because this ain't about that. But her energy is different when she's with Charlemagne. I think this brings her back to a good space and a good place, because here we're going to get more of the Wendy Williams that we know. Okay.
Look, please, July 18th, 1964, honey. But look, these people, I don't care if they're 50 and 60. They have there's something wrong with these people here on this floor. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not saying something bad. I'm just saying that I am with these people. I am clearly not, I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner right here on the bed, right? I watch TV, I listen to radio, I look at the window, I talk on the phone. And by the way, Alex, talk about this phone, please. Alex, you've been right here where I am, so you know exactly what you're talking about. You flew from Miami to New York, and you were right here with me.
Agree, Kristen.
Yeah, and you know what she's saying is exactly what's happened. She's there in New York, in this place, essentially like what someone would call a luxury prison, right? This is her room. That's literally her apartment. But the thing about this apartment, and you know this, not Wendy, because you're there, it's small. She has a bed, a chair, a TV, a bathroom, and she's looking out one window. The buildings across the street. That's her life.
Excuse me. And excuse me, through my money, you know, I had this person buy the TV, you know, the kind of TV I like, a large TV. You understand what I'm saying? Through this person, because all of my stuff is in storage. You understand what I'm saying? Everything's in storage. And by the way, that was to sell my apartment. But anyway.
Is the person your guardian? Is that who you're referring to, your guardian?
Yes.
Well, you know, Sabrina Morrissey is her name. And right now, A&E Network and Lifetime were sued by Sabrina. She claims they exploited you in a vulnerable state. They exploited your condition, and I'm putting condition in air quotes. You signed to do that documentary without your consent, but A&E and Lifetime countersued and said that Sabrina realized the documentary would question the quality of her own guardianship. It actually says in the lawsuit, it appears that Morrissey is misusing her position as a guardian of Willaims to silence criticism of her controversial and failed administration of the guardianship. They even used the words guardianship abuse. What do you think of that?
Well, first of all, you know, me and the person that you were just talking about, this guardian person, we watched that 4-part thing on TV together. She was the one who wanted.
Now, Wendy is going to finish what she is saying, okay? And I'm going to slow this down to normal speed for a little bit. But you know how we have to do. We've got to play around with some things, okay? Because we're not trying to get
to do that. You're
hit with nothing. But I have the doc for y'all.
Understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm watching and writing things down, and she's watching and writing things down. And I saw her.
Yes.
I saw all of that, by the way. And what do I think about being abused? Listen, look. This system is broken. You know, that this system that I'm in. You know, this system has falsified a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
They said you're cognitively impaired and you're incapacitated.
Do I seem that way?
No.
You've been calling me 5 times a day for the last 2 weeks. No, you don't seem that way.
So they brought up the A&E suit, right? This is the A&E suit, okay? Filed on 3/8/2025, Sabrina Morrissey, Esquire, acting in her capacity as temporary guardian of WWH, which would be Wendy Willaims, okay, against A&E Television. So it was A&E. It was not Lifetime. It was A&E, all right? Because I remember I got struck. But as you can see, there's some redactions already. But let's read a little bit of this, shall we? Because Wendy sounds just fine in the Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. So it says, yep, the camera is good. Y'all see it. All right. I'm going to zoom it in. I hope y'all can see it when I zoom it in, because I like to make sure that y'all can read right along with me. And y'all know that. Let's check the StreamYard and see how this is looking in the StreamYard. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Now let's go back to where we was. All right. So it says Sabrina Morrissey, Esquire, acting in her capacity as temporary guardian of WWH, files this complaint for injunctive relief against defendant A&E Television, LLC, A&E Networks, and Entertainment One Reality Productions, LLC, Entertainment One, and upon personal knowledge as to her own conduct and upon information and belief with respect to the conduct of others, alleges the following. Okay, WWH is a prominent and accomplished individual who has earned her status as an icon in the African-American community and beyond through her highly successful multimedia career over the past 3 decades. Unfortunately, and we're not going to call her WWH, okay, because we know who the heck they are talking about. They are talking about Wendy, all right? So it says that, unfortunately, in recent years, serious medical issues have severely diminished Wendy's capacity to maintain her personal and business affairs, necessitating guardianship proceedings. Okay. And then they redacted number 2. All right. And then it says, in May of 2023, Wendy was finally diagnosed by doctors with Wells Cornell Medical Center for frontal temporal lobe dementia and progressive aphasia. All right. On February 2nd of 2024, defendants A&E Television Network and Entertainment One Reality Productions, LLC, released a trailer for a purported documentary entitled Where is Wendy Willaims on its website, the trailer from here on out, and announced that the full documentary would be aired by Lifetime. So I was right. It was A&E and Lifetime, okay, which is owned by defendant A&E Networks, in 2 parts on February 24th through the 25th in 2024. The trailer, which appears to contain privately shot footage of Wendy in an obviously disabled state, shamelessly exploits Wendy and portrays her in an extremely demeaning and undignified manner, incorrectly states that Wendy is broke, and cruelly implies that Wendy's disoriented demeanor is due to substance abuse and intoxication. The trailer has been decimated and discussed on YouTube and other social media platforms by multiple gossip vloggers and other users, where it's been watched and commented on by hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. The trailer has been viewed on Lifetime Network's official YouTube channel over 725,000 times. That's at the time of this document, of course. It is readily apparent that the complete promised documentary would even further portray Wendy in a humiliating and demeaning manner, unconspicuously exploiting Wendy's condition, and perhaps even disclosing her personal and private medical diagnoses for perceived entertainment value and the perpetuate interest in television viewers. This blatant exploitation of a vulnerable woman with a serious medical condition who is beloved, by millions within and outside of the African American community is disgusting and cannot be allowed. Now let's pause and put a pin in that for a second, because I did do a review of that documentary. I did also catch a copyright strike from that reviewing that documentary. And let me tell you something. When we watched that documentary, A&E put out information that Wendy gave them. Wendy told them about what it was that they were saying that she had. Wendy showed us what was going on with her feet. Wendy was able to talk to us. Wendy was shown, they were showing us what was going on in Wendy's life, and Wendy wasn't holding back nothing. So this right here, to me, it's just because they didn't like the way that the guardianship was coming across to everybody. If they know that there are hundreds of thousands and maybe millions of gossip vloggers who have reviewed and commented, made commentary on this, it's telling me that they see that we all see that there's something wrong with this guardianship, conservatorship that's going on. And the public is speaking out. It gave a public outcry. I remember that. There was a public outcry about that video. So I think they don't like the way that they were shown in that video. That's what it is. But anyway, let's continue, okay? The documentary footage involving Wendy was filmed pursuant to a purported contract, as amended the contract between Entertainment One, the Wendy Experience Inc., and Wendy, dated as of November 30th of 2022, and signed on January 25th of 2003, and amended on February 17th, 2003, and March 1st, 2003. Okay. As a result of her medical condition, Wendy lacks capacity when the contract is purportedly executed, and she remains in that condition. Doesn't make sense to me. Wendy was not and is not capable of consenting to the terms of the contract. Although the documentary lists Wendy Willaims as its executive producer, Wendy was at all relevant times incapable of managing her own business and personal affairs, and indeed was placed into guardianship and under the supervision of this court. Wendy did not and could not approve the manner in which she was filmed and portrayed in the trailer of the documentary. So now, again, we get some redactions. And let me just say this. If Wendy can hold a conversation and understand the words that are coming out of a person's mouth, Wendy is capable of understanding a contract if somebody is sitting and reading it to her, or if she reads it for herself, is what it gives me. But if you're saying that she can't read and comprehend at the same damn time, somebody could sit and read it and she can understand just perfectly well. She understands questions. She understands. She can hold a conversation. Okay. To me, the way they're making it seem is like Wendy is in a vegetative state. She just stares out and does that 100-yard stare, like people who come home with shell shock from the military, and she's just unable to verbally communicate. She's just incapacitated in all manners. That's how it comes off to me, and that's not what she gives to us, okay? The guardian and the court presiding over Wendy's guardianship would need to approve the documentary and any related contracts before a documentary involving and containing privately shot footage of Wendy could be released. No such approval was sought or provided. Now, if you go back to what she was just talking about with Charlemagne, she said that the Guardian was very much aware of what was going on and that they sat and watched it together. The Guardian, and then it's blacked out, did not authorize the term of the contracts. Now, see, when we were talking about the HIPAA, this is where I was saying that it's getting a little shady in these documents, because who is blacked out there? The Guardian, comma, then there's other whatever is there, did not authorize the terms of the contract. Who else besides the Guardian? Who are we protecting? Let's go back up to the other redaction. Blank the Guardian and the court. Who is blank? Okay. The Guardian did not authorize the release of the trailer or the release of the documentary, which the Guardian has not reviewed, which is a lie according to Wendy. Filed under seal. Prior to the release of the trailer, the planned documentary was described to the Guardian as a project that would be positive and beneficial for Wendy's image. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know what I just read. It was saying that it could not, the Guardian didn't authorize the release of the trailer or the release of the documentary. They didn't authorize the release of it, right? But the way that they're talking, the guardianship would need to approve the documentary and any related contracts before a documentary involving and containing privately shot footage. Now, if they're coming in to film a documentary, that would be privately shot footage. Or are you saying that this was taken by somebody else? Because from what I saw, all of the footage looked like it was filmed off of a camera, not off of a cell phone. But they were aware that there was a documentary that was coming along. So if you were aware that there was a documentary in the works, how does a document slide to Wendy and she sign it without y'all knowing it when you clock her every move? This is making me question, and Henny Glasses in the chat if you guys agree. This is making me question, was she put into this luxury prison, as Wendy put it, because of this documentary? Is that what she means by she's being punished? Because in the documentary, remember, they were talking about selling her home back then, but it's awful funny how her home gets sold, her apartment gets sold, and she gets locked up into this place and not placed into another apartment. That's what it sounds like to me. Let's get, okay. William Shelby, acting as Wendy's manager for the project, made representations to the Guardian that he would have final creative control over the finished product and that the documentary would portray Wendy in a positive manner, like a phoenix rising from the ashes after her television show, which would be on air from which had been on air for more than a decade, was canceled due to her medical condition. Based on these assurances and representations, the Guardian allowed the project to go forward with the understanding that nothing would be released without review and final approval of the Guardian and the court, who are responsible for Wendy's well-being. Well, now you're talking about her well-being versus business. So which one is it? Are you in charge of her well-being, or are you in charge of her business? Where does the line get drawn? Is there a blur there? Is everything that we are hearing, like, what is going on? What is going on? The documentary, if anything, to me, it exposed how shoddy the guardianship is. How, I can say it because we're past the time, how shitty they are. What a piss poor job they do. Let's continue. Instead, without prior warning and without seeking or obtaining prior approval from the Guardian or the court, on February 2nd, 2024, defendants released the trailer on February 2nd and announced that the full documentary would be released February 24th through the 25th of 2024. The Guardian was horrified by the release of the trailer and its content, which falsely depict Wendy's behavior and demeanor as being the result of intoxication rather than the result of her medical condition, which has been diagnosed by doctors at Weill Cornell. Shelby informed the Guardian that he, too, was surprised by the February 2nd, 2024 release, and that he had not reviewed or approved either the trailer or the documentary prior to the trailer's release. Now, I'm not going to talk bad about Wendy, but you know I'm going to speak the facts. And the facts of the matter are we did watch Wendy drink a lot in that documentary. Oh, that was nice. You decided to fall. And what it is you don't like the fact that people were saying that it was not the medical condition that you guys are saying, but instead it was actually that she was drinking at that time. And let's be real, I would drink at that time if I was being locked the way my money is controlled. And if you're controlling every aspect of her money, explain to me how she was getting the alcohol. But I will digress, and let's progress into this content right here. Okay. The release of the documentary will cause severe and irreparable harm to Wendy. For decades, Wendy has had a groundbreaking career in media. She became well known for her hard work, energetic persona, and quick wit. Based on the trailer, it is clear that the documentary exploits Wendy's medical condition to portray her as a humiliating, degrading manner and in false light. The release of the documentary would unjustly and severely harm Wendy Williams' hard-won reputation, ruin her legacy, and oh shoot, we got one. Hold on, y'all. We gonna find out how to say this word. You know I'm not above it. Y'all know I'm not above it. Okay, well let's find out what the meaning of this word is. All right, we here we go. Eviscerate. Okay, disembowel, deprive. Okay, let me bring y'all over here so y'all can learn it too. Ready?
Eviscerate.
Eviscerate. Disembowel a person.
Eviscerate.
All right, so now we done learned that word. Let's come back over here, all right? Her legacy and eviscerate her remaining future, earning potential by portraying her as a drunkard and laughingstock. Now pause, because that's what you just said. That's what y'all are doing. Y'all are messing up her reputation. Y'all ain't even letting her work. What are we talking about here, people? They not letting her work. Let me put a pin in that real quick, because I'm trying to keep an eye on the phone as well while I'm reading. But let me go back over here and let me see what y'all talking about when y'all talking about what y'all talking about over here. Okay, so Kristen said, you know my conspiracy brain is spinning. I know that. You said it sounds like it. It definitely sounds like it. Like they mad. And they did somewhat with her too. And they did something with her cats. Where the hell are Wendy's cats? Okay, Wendy has dementia and can't hold a candle to what we've seen of Wendy. My mom has dementia and she can't hold a candle to what we've seen of Wendy. She can't retain a directive or conversation most days. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, okay? It's no coincidence that once she filed for a divorce, everything went crazy. And that's what I'm wondering. I am wondering if Kevin is the one that they're blacking out in these documentaries. I agree. Truly, yours. My mom has dementia and couldn't get a conversation out of her before she passed. I think my husband is too weak to pull this off. I think he was just a bum taking. I think her husband. Oh, my bad. Sorry, CJ, I read that wrong. I'm trying to speed because I'm angry right now. I can ask her a question, and by the time I'm done, she's just sitting there with no response. That's how most people are with dementia. I think the divorce and her mom passing messed her up. Possibly, but I don't think that it made her incapacitated for her to need somebody to take guardianship and control over her money and her legacy. If I'm not mistaken, the story goes like this. She was in her son little Kevin's custody and care, and Kevin was running through money like crazy, like so they say. And they said Kevin was abusing her financially, and so the guardianship had to come in and step in. That's how that went, if I'm not mistaken. But we will go back and we will review that, because I also have an old video for you from E Entertainment. Oh, girl, yes, child. We got and sirs, okay? Sirs and ma'ams and sirs. We got a lot. We got content. We got the content, in the words of Do Sams, okay? You said a mouthful there, because how she get the alcohol? That's what I'm saying. Did we or did we not watch the documentary together? For those of y'all who was here and around for that, did we or did we not watch the documentary and see that there was bottles of alcohol that were around? Who was getting the alcohol? Who was giving it to her? Who was paying for it? How was it getting in? How was it getting out? How? Okay. Y'all were trying to keep her incapacitated so that y'all can continue to do whatever it is that y'all been doing to her. My mother-in-law too, and we do is nothing like her, nothing. This is what I'm saying. Hey, Tammy. We did. Okay, thank you, goddess. We did. All right, we're going to read a little bit more of this, and we're going to get back into the interview, because this right here, they want to talk. Let's talk. Let's talk about it, okay? Additionally, to the extent that the documentary would disclose Wendy's medical diagnosis or related information concerning her condition and medical care, that information remains private and highly confidential and cannot be disclosed publicly without prior approval of the judge overseeing the guardianship proceedings. Now, pause. You gonna tell me that I go to these doctor's appointments and I sit up and I'm in these doctor's appointments, and yet you telling me that I cannot? Who the heck is this? I can't disclose my own medical information because Wendy disclosed the information herself. Who is this? Who is this? Let's see. I'm gonna be right back, y'all. We gonna read a little bit more. All right. Wendy is contending.
Where's Michaela?
You have the wrong number, sweetheart.
Oh,
Did I just get checked? I just got checked. She said, where is Michaela? You have the wrong number, baby. And it's a little girl sitting there eating a chicken nugget. And they kept calling me. That's why I answered it, y'all. Just in case it was a psycho caller, I needed y'all on the phone with me. I don't normally answer people I don't know, but she was sitting there chopping on her little chicken nugget. Where's Michaela? She looked just as cute as I was. She looked just as confused as I was. You never know what you're going to get when you get on the line with Henny. Anyway, back to the court docs, y'all. All right, I got chin check by child. Wendy is contending contending with a very serious medical illness that medical issues, that have rendered her effectively incapacitated. She currently is under 24-hour medical care and supervision. So that's what they're going to call it as to why she's locked up like that. It's 24-hour medical care and supervision. She should be allowed to carry out her life and receive required care with peace and dignity, and to work to the extent she is capable in a nurturing, supportive, and dignified environment. Really? Really? Is that really what you're saying to us? Because we don't see that happening. Do y'all see that happening? Because I don't see that happening. Drop some eyes in the chat if y'all don't see that happening, because I don't see it. Okay. She was not and is not capable of consenting to the terms of the documentary contract. And no one acting in Wendy's best interest would allow her to be portrayed in the demeaning manner in which she is portrayed in the trailer for the documentary. So now that's a shot towards the niece and everybody that was there. Okay, remember they were saying they was going to get rid of everybody at the end of the documentary. Remember. Accordingly, petitioner respectfully and urgently asks this court for a temporary restraining order for the preliminary and primitive injunctive relief prohibiting the release of the documentary and for the declaration that the contract is void. Well, now guess what? Where we at? We on page 5 Yeah, let me scroll right there. When was this? Yeah, that documentary already came out. The temporary restraining order should be issued ex parte because significant prejudice to Wendy would result if notice were provided. Would result if notice were provided and further portions of the documentary made public before injunctive relief can be granted. So y'all gonna have to pay us. Making money off of Wendy, like she said. Let's continue. Given the content of the trailer, which portrays Wendy in an extraordinarily humiliating and negative manner and falsely suggests that Wendy's declining condition is been caused by or exaggerated by the guardianship, it is really apparent that the documentary's producers had no intention of seeking the approval of the guardian and the court, as they were required to do. Only injunctive relief issued forthwith without advance notice will be sufficient to prevent irreparable harm to Wendy. Sure. Now we get to all of this right here. Now you see how all of this is just blocked out. Now the guardianship. Ooh. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. In late 2001. Hold on, guys, because we were supposed to get back to the video. We were supposed to get back to the... Hey. Knock it off. See what I'm saying? Let's continue. Now, we were supposed to get back. Let me put some music on for y'all. Because hold on. Because I don't think we're going to get back to the video, guys. Not until later. Probably towards the end of the video. Put some music on. Let's put some music on. Hey. She went to the store. You hush. Because they're going back to 2021, right here. Ooh, we about to get into this. Y'all ready? Let me take a swig of my water first. And y'all gonna see the funny stuff. All right, y'all ready? In late 2021, sadly due to serious medical issues, which have been diagnosed and are now under treatment, Wendy was unable to return to host what would have been the 13th season of her daily talk show. After filling in with guest hosts during the 2021 to 2022 season, the show was canceled in 2022. Here come the guardianship, y'all. On February 14th, Valentine's Day, y'all. This is on Valentine's Day. Wells Fargo Clearing Service, LLC, Wells Fargo, initiated a guardianship proceeding with the Supreme Court in New York County. Now it's blocked out and redacted. Why? Who and what information is being redacted? But let's continue. Following certain interactions with Wendy concerning her financial accounts, Wells Fargo became concerned that Wendy was being exploited, subject to undue influence, and experiencing dementia. 32 is blocked out. Okay? 33 is blocked out. So we missing lines 32 and 33, and we jump to 2023. We go from February 2022, where half of 31 is gone, all of 31 and 33, and we go to May of 2023. Y'all ready? In May of 2023, Wendy was evaluated and finally diagnosed with frontotemporal lobe dementia and progressive aphasia. These conditions are progressive and incapacitating. There are currently no known treatments that would cure the progression of these conditions, although a calm, orderly environment and regular routine potentially may be effective in slowing the patient's decline. So if you're telling me, hold on, y'all. If you're telling me, I had to come up out them glasses for a second. Hold on, y'all. You're telling me that there is no known cure for this. There's no known treatments that would cure the progression of the condition. But y'all are giving her medications daily. What are the medications for? Let me fix this screen so y'all can see this too. If I fix the screen, it's going to mess it up. Okay, so y'all can see that too, right? Okay, because I want y'all to be able to see this. I want y'all to see this, honey. Let's continue. In the 2 years since the guardianship commenced, Wendy's medical conditions have continued to progress in her ability to care for herself. So they're saying that because they stepped in, her ability to take care of herself has bettered herself. She's bettered herself. Have continued to progress, and her ability to take care of herself and look after her business affairs has continued to wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I misread that. I'm sorry. See, my suspicious mind is reading in that mind. Let's rewind. In the 2 years since the guardianship commenced, Wendy's medical conditions have continued to progress, and her ability to care for herself and look after her business affairs has continued to deteriorate. Wendy now requires professional care to ensure that her daily needs are met, to ensure her safety, well-being, and comfort, and to preserve her dignity. Now, I want y'all to look at 3637. Now, if this is, they done told us what's wrong with her. They done left that in the court docs. Ain't that a violation of HIPAA? I'm just asking because I don't think that should be left in there. But do y'all see this? This ain't nothing but a bunch of black lines. Y'all are on a delay. I gotta wait for y'all to catch up. Y'all are on a delay because I'm looking on the phone. It's not much of a delay, but there y'all go. Y'all done caught up with me. This is suspicious right here. When the guardianship orders were issued, Wendy's medical diagnosis had not yet been determined. Buddha, you want the people to hear you? Start your own channel. Let's continue. The guardianship remains in place, and all proceedings and filings with the guardianship proceedings remain under seal. So this is telling you that all the guardian records are sealed. You will never be able to see these records, ever. Okay? Although the guardianship proceedings remain fully sealed, it has become public knowledge that Wells Fargo initiated a guardianship proceeding concerning Wendy and that the guardian was appointed. Redaction again. Redaction of information, and then let's go. Wendy's medical diagnosis of frontotemporal lobe dementia and progressive aphasia have not been disclosed publicly and remain confidential. Really? Although her condition and mental state remain the subject of significant media speculation, in part fueled by the release of the trailer, public disclosure of her diagnosis or related confidential medical information would require the prior approval and supervision of the judge overseeing the guardianship proceedings. Okay? Okay. At all relevant times, Wendy lacked and lacks the capacity to enter into the contract or any similar agreements. Redaction. At all relevant times, Wendy, due to her medical conditions, is unable to carry out the demands for filming, participating in, or promoting the project as purportedly required by the contract. Redaction. And this is going over all of them. Now, under seal. When it says file under seal, child, raise an eyebrow. When Shelby informed the Guardian that defendant wished to attend and film Wendy's medical appointments, the Guardian informed Shelby that attending or filming of Wendy's medical appointments by outsiders was absolutely inappropriate and not permitted. Redaction for the remainder of 57 and all of 58. In the months that followed, Shelby repeatedly asked whether Wendy could participate in additional filming, stating that A&E Network wanted to film additional episodes. The Guardian made clear that Wendy's medical condition precluded any further filming or interviews. On February 2nd of 2024, the trailer was released without prior knowledge, and then they go back into repeating themselves, okay? This file is supposed to be under seal, okay? All of this stuff is redacted. Redactions. Look at all the redactions. Redaction. This is what has me side-eyeing, is the redactions that would make this make sense. Now, of course, you know, old Henny ain't gonna come up here and give y'all half a glass. I ain't gonna pour y'all half the glass. I'm gonna give y'all all the Henty that I got. Okay. Hey. He crying because Emo done left. That's what he doing. He crying because Emo done walked up out the door. But let me show you something. Baby, we have the letters. We have the letters, y'all. I'm looking over here at the phone instead of looking here at y'all. Let me put this damn phone down. I don't need it. The letters. About Wells Fargo. But let me come back over here to y'all. Y'all want to finish the interview, or y'all want to read some more court docs? I think we should finish the video now that you are fully informed as to the lawsuit that the Guardianship filed against A&E. Y'all are saying court docs. Okay, you said both. Jocelyn said both. Give us both, Henny. You know we want it all, honey. We want all the Henny. We ain't been live with you in a long, long time. You ain't getting away that easily. And I love that for us, okay? So, let's go and read the Wells Fargo before we go back into it. We'll finish off with the video, but let's get back into this, all right? Because we nosy. All right. Hunter versus Wells Fargo clearing services. Now, this is Wendy filing against them, okay? Dear Justice Blouth, this firm representing Wells Fargo Clearing Services, DBA Wells Fargo Advisors, the named respondent in the above proceeding. We are writing to ensure that the court is aware of our representation and to facilitate our participation in the application by petitioner for a provisional remedy. A courtesy copy of our notice of appearance is enclosed. We also want to inform the court that Wells Fargo has filed a petition in the guardianship part for the appointment of a guardian of the property of the petitioner herein under Article 81 of the Mental Hygiene Law. You know what we about to do? We about to look that up. Article 81 Mental Hygiene Law. Article 81 of the Mental Hygiene Law. This is a very long one. This is 36 pages of mental hygiene law. Okay. It says the legislator hereby finds that the needs of a person with incapacities are as diverse. Oh, I'm showing it to you. And complex as they are unique to the individual. The current system of conservatorship and committee does not provide the necessary flexibility to meet these needs. Hello? Conservatorship, which traditionally compromises a person's rights only with respect to property, frequently is insufficient to provide necessary relief. On the other hand, a committee with this judicial finding of incompetence and the accompanying stigma and loss of civil rights traditionally involve a deprivation that is often excessive and unnecessary. This is what they have found. Proceedings for the appointment of a guardian. Oh, I jumped ahead of myself. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me, y'all. I jumped ahead of myself. The court may appoint a guardian for a person if the court determines, one, that the appointment is necessary to provide for the person's needs of that person, the personal needs of that person, including food, clothing, shelter, healthcare, or safety, and or to manage the property and financial affairs of that person. That the person agrees. Number two, agrees. Hey. No. I'm not about to sit up here and go back and forth with you. You can end up in a back room. You could go lay down. Two, that the person agrees to the appointment. The person agrees to the appointment, or that the person is incapacitated as defined in subsection B of this section, and indicating whether the appointment is necessary, the court shall consider the report of the court evaluator as required in paragraph 5 of the subsection. So, as we see, Buddha wants Emo to come back home. He getting on my nerves. But anyway, as y'all can see, right? This right here, am I pointing in the right direction? Yes. This right here is some diabolical messiness. And they're saying that due to this law, that this is what they filed underneath the mental hygiene, okay? But as you also saw, there was a portion where people are saying basically like this is not such a good idea, guys. This isn't such a good idea. But let's continue to go back and read some of this letter, okay? So it says, we also want to inform the court that Wells Fargo, we read that, okay. We would welcome the opportunity to provide your honor and opposing counsel with a copy of the guardianship petition, but would like to do so under seal or in another manner that will preserve the confidential nature of the guardianship proceedings. To summarize, without divulging too much to the public record, Wells Fargo has strong reason to believe that the petitioner is the victim of undue influence and financial exploitation. The petitioner is an established client of Wells Fargo and notably 15 years with the particular financial advisor and a 23-year vet of the financial service industry with an embellishment record. Wells Fargo is relying not only on reports from the financial advisor, who has recently witnessed telltale signs of exploitation, including the petitioner's own expressed emphasis, but also upon other independent third parties who know the petitioner well and share these concerns. Okay, so the Financial Industry Regulator Authority, which regulates financial service companies such as Wells Fargo, has become increasingly aware of these types of problems and has encouraged financial institutions to be alert to possible exploitation of their clients and to take preventative action where possible. This is consistent with New York State Social Service Law, Section 473, which encourages measures to mitigate improper use of an adult's funds, property, or resources by another individual, including but not limited to fraud, false pretenses, embezzlement, conspiracy, forgery, falsifying records, coercion, a coerced property transfer, or denial of access to assets. Isn't that what's going on with the guardianship? But anyway, okay. FINRA Rule 2165, as recently amended, authorizes a financial institution to place a temporary hold on the distribution of funds or securities where such activity is suspected. That is precisely what Wells Fargo has done here, pending a determination in the guardianship part concerning its client's capacity. As noted, we stand ready to provide Your Honor with the record that will be furnished to the guardianship part. We respectfully suggest to preserve the confidential interest of the alleged incapacitated person as contemplated by Article 81, that the records in the instant proceeding be sealed, at least pending an outcome of Article 81 proceeding. Okay? So basically, Wells Fargo is saying underneath these acts and underneath these laws, we have the right to basically incapacitate her or take her away from her money and deem her incapacitated until the guardianship takes over. So this was initiated by Wells Fargo. However, I still have my questions about how this even came about, because who are you to deem? So what, you know me. You know me in the capacity of working. You don't know me in the capacity of not working. You don't know all of my spending habits or any of that stuff unless you are stalking me, sir. Why are you stalking me? This is very suspicious and suspect to me. I don't trust it. I really don't. But now let's continue with the Breakfast Club interview, because I promised you that. And I did want to give you some of the information that I had become privy to in these court documents. Okay. So we're going to get back to that and then we're going to discuss. Okay. All right.
Well, how dare, excuse me, who I naturally am is who I naturally am. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes. And my niece knows all about that crap. I mean, I'm sorry. I apologize.
To be clear, you can't leave. Like, they won't allow you to leave or have visitors, family members or not. So you can't even leave and take a walk if you wanted to, or take a trip or visit family members. They give you a difficult time for that, and family members can't visit you.
Excuse me, where I am, okay, you have to get keys to unlock the door to press the elevator to go downstairs, first of all. Second of all, these people here, everybody is like nursemaids, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? They come in and they give your pills, you know what I'm saying? And then they leave. And I'm
Which
like,
I told you not to take. I told you don't take them pills.
Excuse me, I've had 2 pills all of my life. Alex, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Excuse me, there are 7 pills. I have no idea what is this pill doing. What is it going to be? Listen, I haven't been to a pill person in a matter of long time. You know what I'm saying? And to the point where, excuse me, doctor, can you tell me what this pill is for? Excuse me, doctor, what pill do you understand what I'm saying?
Sorry, Tammy.
Look, for the last 3 years, I have been caught up in the system. This has been 3 years I'm caught up in this system. Alex, go talk. Talk,
Yeah.
Alex. Talk.
No, I mean, for 3 years, this is the reality. This has been our lives. So, but specifically her life. She can call us. We can't call her. That's been the reality since 2023. Wow. Alex, that room that she's sitting in, she's there every day, all hours of the day, every week, every month. She's not getting proper sunlight. I went to New York in October to visit her. And the level of security and the level of questions that there were in terms of who am I, why am I here, what's the purpose? I mean, it was absolutely just horrible.
You know, Alex, we sent Lauren LaRosa, who works here on the Breakfast Club. You know, I connected her with Wendy a couple of days ago. Lauren went up there yesterday, and tell them what happened, Lauren.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Alex, was it like this for you? When I got there, the people at the front were very aware that Wendy was there. They had me sign in. Her name was in the system. They had to call Sabrina to even see if I could go up there, even though Wendy was on the phone with me when I arrived, and she let them know, hey, this is my guest. I want to see her. I'll even come down. Please have someone bring me down. Because as she said, she can't get in the elevator nor leave her room without them unlocking things for her.
Wow.
They were aware of that, and everything was fine. And I was waiting. They called Sabrina a couple times, and she didn't answer the phone when they called. And then all of a sudden, things just like flipped. These like men came out, and they're like, well, who are you? And what are you here for? I told them who I was. I told them I was there to see Wendy. They said, we don't have anyone here by that name.
Oh, wow.
They never said to me,
did you believe that?
No, I didn't did I not make it upstairs? They basically told me I didn't even feel comfortable still being in the lobby the way that I was treated. Like, it was insane, especially being as though Wendy was on the phone with me when I walked in, and she spoke to the concierge herself and said, I want to see this person. She is here for me. And then these people are like, she's not even here. What are you talking about? And I'm like, I dealt with your colleagues that had me sign in for her. She's in your system. So you're going to tell me she's not here? Or did you speak to Sabrina as well? Because they said that was protocol. You have to call Sabrina first. We don't know Sabrina, and we don't know Wendy. She's not here. They said that to me multiple times.
Wow.
You know,
and it's scary. It's very scary.
Did you feel like she was in a safe space?
No, I feel like if you dealing with me like that, and she's on the phone with you telling you like, this is, you know what I mean? I want to see her. This is my people. God forbid something happens to her. Her family needs to get to her. And I asked Wendy that as I was walking out. I'm like, yo, man, like, I've dealt with my mom, and my grandmother went through medical stuff and a bunch of stuff, right? I can imagine.
My bad, y'all. Because I was yelling at Buddha. Let me see how I look. I look crazy underneath this face right here. But y'all can hear me now. Y'all can hear me now. Okay, that one's a little better because y'all can still see me. All right, y'all can still see me. But that's crazy. She's on the phone with them, with Wendy. And they're telling her, after acknowledging that she was there, they're now telling her she's not there. Bruh, are you serious? And this is supposed to be for her betterment? Who is she a danger to?
I've been able to get to them.
See my mother.
Right. And I said, is this how it is when your family comes? And Wendy's like, yes.
Well, you know, denying you visitation is illegal, Wendy. Alex, how do you feel about that as her niece?
Well, here's the thing. When I went to visit her, Aunt Wendy, and you know this, I was able to get up there. It was not a problem. But here's the thing, is that Sabrina, wasn't communicative, and that's her guardian, wasn't communicative with me. It was almost as if she was waiting for the other shoe to drop so she could have a get you moment when it comes with me, the family, and how we move about things. I mean, for someone that was, is so up in arms in terms of she can't be seen, there was no security for her. There was no, layout in terms of a plan, how this is supposed to work. I mean, thank God, you know what I mean? I knew what to do, and the trip was fine. But this trip, unfortunately, came off the heels of in July with my aunt's birthday, where I was supposed to go up there and spend her birthday with her, and all of a sudden, there was a lockdown on that. And not only was there a lockdown on that in terms of me visiting, but with you, Aunt Wendy, with being able to do what you want to do for your birthday. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, for the last 3 years, I've spent my birthday by myself. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know what I'm saying? That's fine.
The last 3 years, she spent her birthday by herself. You cannot be serious. The last 3 birthdays, it's not fine. CJ, I agree. She knows a lot. She knows a lot. She knows a lot about this industry. She's revealed a lot of information, spilled a lot of tea on people. Okay, you heard Don Lemon say her people came back. Her people are like the Henny gang. Y'all be out in these internet streets and y'all find stuff and then y'all come back and be like, Henny, did you see this? Let me send this to you. Girl, take a look at this. And then I'll go look at it and it be some Henny. Or people that I'm close with will send me something and be like, girl, Henny, let me send you this, but shh, don't say nothing. Now, unlike Wendy, and I love her, I kept my mouth shut. I don't say things when people tell me things that I can't say, I don't say, and y'all know I won't say until they say, and then I'll be like, see, remember I said that I knew something but couldn't say nothing, and I didn't say nothing. Now they said something, now I can say, because I knew. You know what I'm saying? But Wendy know everybody dirt, child. She knew everybody dirt.
That's fine, just because it's fine. Like I would rather spend first by myself than open the door and spend my birthday with these people on this floor. Look.
I get what she's trying to do. She's trying to make rhyme and reason out of it and make it okay. And that's something that we all do as people. We will be in a situation that is not the best of situations, and then we will sit and we will find the reasons that it is okay so that we can digest this horrible thing that is in front of us, right? And that's sounding like what that's happening right there, because who wants to spend their birthday by themselves? But she's saying, I'd rather be by myself than spend it with these people that are here, because I cannot equate. I don't resonate with them. They're cool people, they're great, but I should not be here, is what she's saying without saying that. She's saying I shouldn't be here. I don't fit in here. They have me someplace with people that really should be here, and I should not be here.
Look, this is what is called emotional abuse. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I would call it guardianship abuse as well. And you talked about it a little bit when you saw the documentary. What did you think when you saw the documentary? Because that's what got everybody, at least the general public, concerned. What did you think of that?
Do you know what? What I thought about that was that's something that, well, first of all, I don't want to watch that again.
Agreed.
Until I get to Miami, until I get, my life. Look, I don't care about watching that. You know what I care about? I care about if I don't want to talk about that just behind the scenes.
So this comment right here, do you know her old management is her ex-husband? That's her old management. Her ex-husband, Kevin.
I get it.
But I do want to ask Alex, you as well. So
Wendy I do want to say Wendy can't say a lot legally.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So don't think that, when you hear her, don't think she's jumping around. She don't know what she's talking about. She can't say a lot legally.
And I was going to ask, who's putting out like the rumors? Like, because a couple of months ago we heard, well, Wendy's having this problem and she's incapacitated. Like
they said she's cognitively impaired because of alcohol. She's incapacitated. She's suffering from dementia.
Obviously, it's not true. So do we know who's sending out those rumors to the press and to the blogs and all that? Do we know? Do we have any ideas?
I mean, allegedly, from what we're able to see, all of this comes from The Guardian.
Yep.
In terms of, hey, she's incapacitated, all that. That's allegedly all the Guardian. I'm only just saying allegedly, just obviously to protect all sides, but
of course,
yeah,
because obviously it's not true. And the sad thing about it gives her the ability to keep doing this, because we all feel like, oh, if that's the case, then yeah. But listening to Wendy speak and seeing Wendy a couple of weeks ago at her son's graduation, you understand that that's not the truth.
So let me say this. Every time they say the guardianship, you know how people talk about people? Oh, I'm probably going to get in trouble. I'm going to say it anyway. You know how they talk about how people have handlers in Hollywood? It's feeling like the guardianship is like a within the... Are you catching my drift? Henny Glasses in the chat if you catching what I'm saying. And I probably shouldn't have did what I just did, but I don't know how to. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? Y'all feeling me? Now, that was not some type of signal or whatever that I have crossed over and that I am a part of. No. I was doing the Rock Nation sign. Because, it's Hove, Let's continue.
Listen. As much as I want my phone, she can't let me have my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like I can call you, but you can't call me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't even know what kind of phone this is that I have. All I'm saying is that when I call you, you listen. If you don't call me back, you can't call me back. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I can't sit on the phone, and look at things, you know what I'm saying, and scroll through things. I can't do that. I do not have a laptop. You understand? I don't have an iPad. My life is my goddamn life. You understand?
Yes. How does this happen?
Did y'all catch that? They're keeping her away from all forms of social media and communication with the outside world. A phone that dials out, but not in. A TV. No cell phone, no iPad, no laptop, no desktop, no none of that. She is cut off from the world. They are hiding her. This is high-class, sophisticated imprisonment, if you ask me.
Happen though, Wendy? How does this happen, Alex? How does she end up in a guardianship where these people have so much control of her life? Because it's not like she does not have family. She has you, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
She has her son, Kevin Hunter Jr. Like, she has family. So how does this happen?
Go ahead, on Wendy.
No, I was going to say, you know what? My life, and Charlemagne, about my life, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To get divorced was, as far as I'm concerned, was a 100% fabulous thing. You know what I'm saying? When I got divorced, I had this lawyer. I don't even want to say her beautiful name because it was so great. I've gotten a divorce like nobody else has gotten a divorce, and I don't want to talk about it, but Alex, you know about that. And Charlemagne, did I ever tell you about my divorce?
You did, and I don't want to know nothing. I don't know anything. Okay?
Right. Are y'all picking up what she putting down? Because he asked her, how did this happen? And where does she start with the divorce?
And it's trying to ruin me several times already.
No. Look, it's bigger than that. But look. When I got divorced, right? I moved to New York, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to in New Jersey, I was solo, just me and my cats, you know what I'm saying? I got these 2 twin cats who, by the way, my cats have been sold to, and I had no idea until I talked to that person yesterday, you know what I'm saying? And she told me that I no longer have my cats. Anyway, listen, I'm in New York. I'm solo. I'm still doing my show on TV, right? And I'm still doing my show, but I'm still saying, okay, because to me, being on TV was, for me, I'm not going to lie. That was about money. Radio is my root. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To be on radio to me is like God sent to me. And I was doing such great stuff back in the day. You know what I mean?
Duh, that's an understatement. What are you talking about?
We literally here. Me and Jess sitting here right now. Jess Hilarious is here. Me and Jess are sitting here right now. Wendy just like,
and I'm trying to figure out how you doing, Wendy? This is Jess Hilarious. How you doing, Miss Wendy? I wanted to know what you want people who are listening to do. What do you want us to do? Should we tweet? Should we get online? Like what do you want us to do? Also, Alex, what do you want?
Oh, no. I'm not going to talk about that. Charlemagne, Alex, you talk about that. Go ahead.
Well, we've talked about this, and that is there's the hashtag Free Wendy. There's also a change.org petition as well. And also just making as much noise as possible, potentially, GoFundMe, whatever we have to do to make sure that my aunt is in a place where she is living her life in dignity. For the woman that she is now, that's what we're going to do.
Wait. I have $15. I have $15. What does that do?
Right. So right now, everybody that is watching, put the hashtag Free Wendy down in there, please. Flood the chat with Free Wendy, because we stand with Wendy. We see the injustice that is happening to her, and we don't agree with it. And just like it was just said in the comment section, that if this could happen to Wendy, it could happen to any of us. Any of us. You understand what I'm saying? This could happen to my mom. You know, like a bank can just say that you are not capable of handling your funds. Let's say some of us hit the lotto, or we have somebody that passes away, and all of a sudden we become this person with a whole lot of wealth to us. And they deem that we're incapable of carrying on with our funds. This could happen to anybody. Disgusting.
And you know,
y'all are awesome.
My money is in prison.
That's right. That's right.
And you know, and I just want to underscore what you were saying, Charlene, as well, and that is, this is still a legal situation. So yes, there are things that my aunt just can't talk about. Yeah. There are things that we as a family can't talk about.
That's right.
You know, but I think that the thing that we can talk about is the fact that my aunt sounds great. Yes. I've seen her in a very limited capacity, but I've seen her. We're talking to her. This does not match an incapacitated person. And she, like, that's why we say she's in like a luxury prison. Yes. Because she's being held and she is being punished. You know what I mean? For whatever reason that other people are coming up with as to why it is she has to be kept in this position. We're not asking, you know, for a whole lot. And I'm going to speak for myself. I'm not asking for a whole lot. All I'm saying is just treat the woman with dignity.
Absolutely.
And give her the freedoms that she deserves.
Well, let's say, let's say what Wendy wants. Wendy wants to be, you know, released out of this conservatorship, but she wants to be in Miami with her family, with you, Alex, and with, you know, the rest of the family, her son. She wants to be in Miami. She's made this known. She's, you know, told everybody she needs to tell. I don't know why it's not happening. No.
Let me just say, and then you can go back, Charlotte. Maybe. Let me just say about Miami, okay? You know, it started out with my parents, you know, to Miami. We're all from New Jersey, but near New York. So you listen to Radio New York, you see Radio New York. You know what I'm saying? Asbury Park, New Jersey. Okay, that's where I was born. All right. But then, you know, I moved up to Ocean Township, and then my parents were the first ones in the family that said, no, we're tired of the cold and the winter and the ice. So they moved, and this was years ago. You know what I'm saying? I was 27 when they moved to Miami. Anyway, the entire family now lives in Miami. And look, my son is doing such a great job. As a matter of fact, I saw him. Look, he graduated, and I was in Miami, and that was about a month ago.
Yep.
Alex, talk about the great time that we had, and seeing my dad. We all went out and had like a party at one.
Now, I'm going to say this. When we saw her out with the family, it just gives a different vibe. Like, even when they showed us in the documentary, they showed us when she was with Kevin versus when she got with the guardianship. And we saw a decline. Regardless of what they tried to say in that paperwork, we saw a decline in Wendy. She's happy around her family. And if being around family brings a person joy, what is the problem with that? What is the problem with that? Let's continue, guys.
Your dad's gonna be 94 next month, right?
Listen, my dad.
That's a whole nother conversation.
94, that's a whole nother thing. Like, I don't know whether I'm allowed to fly to Miami to say happy birthday to my dad, to get him. I want to get him. Look. Well, that person that you talk about who's holding me hostage.
Sabrina Morrissey, your guardian. We got to say her name. We got to put her name out there. Sabrina Morrissey, her guardian.
So we can say Sabrina Morrissey, but Wendy cannot, because there are certain things she cannot say. And she's basically saying she wants to go home with her family, in not so many words. She's saying she's being held hostage. She wants to go. I spelled that wrong, but whatever.
Well, I don't know that she's going to let me, because she already said to see my dad for his birthday. You know, he's going to be 94. Crazy. So, and all look. Please continue to talk, Alex. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hold on, can I say something out? So,
go ahead.
You know, I know, you lost your grandmother, Alex. Wendy, you lost your mother. You were in the conservatorship when that happened.
Here's the thing. She was not in the conservatorship when that happened, but that period of time was right before. And to know that she may not be able to come down here for my grandfather's 94th birthday, every day is not promised.
Right.
One thing that I know that my aunt wanted, and we talked about this ad nauseum, she wants to be here for his birthday.
Wow.
And the fact that they are playing games about my grandfather being able to see his daughter and my aunt being able to see her father, I'm sorry. That is just absolutely sickening.
Like, I'm exhausted thinking about, what if I can't see my dad for his birthday? You know, at 94, you know, the day after that is not promised. It's not promised. You know, I have things from my dad that's in storage. And they're little things that I say, you know, I'm not going to give it to him, but I'm going to sew them and make them so that they look perfect on me. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I know how to sew. I've known how to sew for years. You know what I'm saying?
This is sad. Not 94. Is that what they said? His 94th birthday? And you don't know how long a person is going to be there. You don't know these things. And, you know, to cut someone off from having those final moments with a parent is just inhumane. Okay? It's inhumane. And so, I have a couple of more court documents that I will read on Wendy, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I feel like this right here, just listening to her on the Breakfast Club, this is, wow. You know, she didn't get enough time with Don Lemon, but again, this is her niche. This is her vibe. You know what I'm saying? So we get the real Wendy in this type of an environment. We get a different Wendy in a different environment. And even in the Don Lemon one, she still does not sound like somebody who was incapacitated to the point where these types of restraints have to be on her. I have to keep saying that because it just doesn't make sense to me. This is cruel and unusual, inhumane. Okay. It's mental abuse. It's emotional abuse. It's financial abuse, it's spiritual abuse. This stuff like this crushes the very spirit of a person. But she's very resilient and she's standing strong. And you know why? Because she has that hope that one day she's going to be with her family. I'm going to just delete that because I can't believe that I spelled that wrong.
But I'm saying, like, I want to give my dad some sort of fragrance. You know, I want to go to Sephora and pick and choose what right now I feel.
Yeah.
My life is like fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
Alex, do you think that there'll be some type of retaliation from the Guardian because of you know, maybe this phone call or because of wow.
We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my aunt, even with her wanting to come on, we talked about all scenarios. I said, you know, do this. You ready for what's on the other side? And as she said, I have to do this. There's nothing else I could do at this point. She's prepared for the fact that her phone might be taken away.
What if they take my phone? I won't be able to talk to anybody.
Yeah. And, you know, you all, what you're hearing now, this is a few-minute clip of what we've been dealing with for the last several months and the last 2-3 years.
Wow.
Like, what the hell?
Like, she can get moved and we may not even know where she is.
Wow.
That was the reality of where she was during the documentary. We weren't permitted to go see her. So this whole documentary aired. Nobody's able to call her. Nobody's able to see her. You know, the reason why I was doing the stuff with The View and Good Morning America was because she was nowhere to be found.
Wow. In the meantime,
what,
you know,
what are we going to do about that?
Listen, here's the weird thing, right? And while you're on The View, right, I got the telephone number. I could call Joy Behar, but my number is with the Guardian. I could call my friend Rosanna Scotto. I could call Fat Joe. I could call Alex. My number is not in storage, but my Guardian person has my phone.
Right.
God damn.
Alex, let me ask you a question.
Has had it for 3 years, by the way.
She's had your phone for 3 years, and she got control of all your bank accounts and everything? Wow. Okay. You're right. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Now, Alex,
but that's what the news report said. The news report said she has control of your bank accounts and everything.
Besides the Instagram and social media, who can we write? Who can we stay on top of? Whether it's her boss, what agency? Because this has to go bigger than just social media.
You want me? I'll send people up there.
Please.
We got the address. You want me I'll put the address out there right now.
Let's not send people up there.
We have a mob outside of that facility.
Yeah, we can pick it outside. You could pick it outside and do that outside.
I wouldn't do that. Only because if you start doing that, they could move her. And if they move her, then you may end up putting her in a different position. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This is a tough one. We need to make some noise, definitely. But I don't know if I would go up there just because of that. I don't know.
Do not do that.
But do we have an email?
Yeah.
Oh my God! No! You want to know what? Please.
I was there yesterday. Do not do that.
No, not there. To Sabrina's place.
Don't do that.
Do we have an
either.
email for Sabrina that we can email and just have people say, "Yo, what's going on? What's up?" But by the way,
can I tell you?
Yes, go ahead.
Can I tell you something? Other than when I was able to purchase like a whole bunch of I got like nail polish and lipstick and things like that. Otherwise, because I'm here in New York, the Guardian had somebody get me like nail polish and like the normal things that I like. Like, I need a new hairbrush, please. Go out and get it for me and bring it back. Oh no, this is not the one that I want, but I guess this is the one that I'm forced to use. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. What about eyelashes? What about eyelashes?
Look, I'm the full hair, makeup, and wardrobe person.
When I walked out yesterday, she said, she was stories up. She saw me out the window. She said, "Is that a Chanel bag?" I said, "Wendy, how you see that?"
Wendy been getting Chanel bags for years.
Ain't nothing incapacitated about that. She spotted that bag from floors up, okay?
Excuse me, because I have a Chanel with me, but I also have an Hermes with me right here. Look.
Okay.
Who doesn't love labels, darling?
Cut it out. You got $15. Cut it out. Listen, Wendy's attorney, Linda Roliski, I think that's how you pronounce her last name. She made a contribution. This is what I heard. She made a contribution to the judge after she was assigned to your case.
The lawyer made a contribution to the judge.
Really?
Isn't that a conflict of interest, Alex?
I would say so. Yes, absolutely.
I would say so too.
God.
There you have
it. Oh my God.
And I'd be happy for somebody to prove me wrong and tell me why.
Wow.
Give me the facts as to why that's not.
Alex, I have one more question for you. And Wendy, you can chime in too. How does this affect her health? Because I know we followed her journey with grave disease and stuff like that, but being emotionally distressed like this, that can't be good for her just health-wise, and that's supposed to be the point of the conservatorship. So what's that like?
She's making a good point.
Imagine you're sitting in a space every single day. You're not getting sunlight.
Right.
You're not able to leave your place. You can't see people. You can't just have free conversation. You do this day in and day out for months and for years at a time. Emotionally and mentally, that breaks you down in ways that I can't even imagine. I mean, we know that. There have been stories written about that.
Can I tell you something? And this is a fact. I asked the other day, I said, listen, my thyroid, I want to go to the person that I've been going to for years. I've got her name, you know what I'm saying? And that is who I want to go to. Again, you know what I'm saying? Because thyroid I've had for 24 years. I found out about thyroid, around the time, at the time that I was trying to get pregnant, and my son is 24. So that's how I can, tell, my thyroid. Anyway, and she told me that I wouldn't be going there because my pill for thyroid is perfect. The pill that I have for thyroid is perfect. I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? Look, this is my life, people.
So she can't even go to the doctor that she has a history with, a medical history with. to get her thyroid because the guardianship says she has the perfect thyroid medication.
This is my life. You know what I'm saying? This is my goddamn life.
Wow.
And there's so many different little things that we could talk about. I mean, and that's why it feels as though almost there's so many tabs open in our heads at one time.
Right.
Because it truly is a story that's unbelievable. The bottom line is my aunt hasn't had, I mean, we talked about this yesterday. She hasn't had, from what I understand, a medical evaluation to see if her rights can be restored. And
how does she not have a medical evaluation? And the guardianship is supposed to be making sure that she's good. So there's no type of censorship that goes and takes her to be evaluated to see where her competency level is. So who's making these judgments on her level of competency if she's not seeing a doctor and being evaluated? Who's prescribing these medications if she's not going to a doctor? I thought doctors have to see you. In order for you to get new prescriptions, you have to see your doctor annually. That means that you see your doctor, once a year, and ideally it would be, is it every 6 months? I don't know. But I know for my doctor personally, I have to have seen that doctor at least every 6 months in order for them to be able to keep my prescriptions flowing and going. So how are they still able to legally have her continue to get prescriptions? Even with her being in a facility, there must be a doctor that evaluates her.
It seems as though that
question, are they falsifying medical records?
Instead of this guardian, Sabrina, working with her, it seems as though she's made it difficult every which way for my aunt to be able to live any sort of healthy, independent life. Wow. And, it's almost as if she doesn't want my aunt to show that she's healthy and independent. Because as we know about these guardianships, and as my aunt has said, the system's broken. Because the longer she's under this guardianship, the longer they have the keys to her life, for her personal, her financial, her emotional, everything. And so that's the reality of the guardianship system. It's overloaded. There's a reason why they're looking at the New York guardianship system right now. There's a reason why lawmakers are calling on state leaders to reform this system. It's because it's broken. And it's a shame that we're in this place. I know I'm getting really emotionally charged right now, but this is how sickening it is and how tired I am of having to talk about this and have these conversations with my aunt, because it's not just her. And thank God that we have platforms like this that we can go on and we can talk about this. But there is a lack of scrutiny across the board. We know there's a lack of funding. There are too few guardians for the amount of people under this system, and as a result, a lot of things go unchecked. There's a lot of neglect, as well as, obviously we know as well, financial exploitation of some of the most vulnerable people.
And that's the thing. If all of this stuff is going on, then there needs to be something to remedy this, because there's no way you're going to tell me that this is okay. There's no way that you're going to tell me that everything is fine and well when you can't even produce medical records to a court system. But yet you have a guardianship in place and a judge in place. And we just learned that the judge that is in place got a contribution from the lawyer. Line in his pocket.
That's the reality. Those are facts. It's written in print. And my aunt is one of those people, one of the over 28,000 people under guardianship in New York. She's one of those people that's under this situation. So yes, this is about her. Yes, we want her back. Yes, we want her freed. Yes, we want her to live with dignity and be able to move on with her life. But her story is a fight that many other people are going through as well, and they don't have the resources. So imagine where they stand at this point. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. You
enough
is enough.
Alex, you brought up something that they brought up in the A&E lawsuit. It said the documentarians have not spoken positively about Willaims' guardianship. There's a bill in the New York legislature right now that's designed to curb guardian abuse and prevent guardians from restricting access to family members. That's what the executive producer, Mark Ford, told Vulture in February 2024. I'm not sure where that bill stands, but this is a perfect illustration of a family that wants to be in touch, wants to be involved, but for whatever reason, can't. Wow. So that's really the purpose of this phone call, just to let everybody know that Wendy Williams is currently trapped in a conservatorship.
That's right.
And she's not cognitively impaired. She's not incapacitated. She's just being taken advantage of.
And that's where we're gonna stop off at, you guys, because this was a lot for everybody to take in. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is hard for me to sit here and give a journalistic perspective. There's a couple of times there where I was feeling myself becoming emotional, because this is a lot, and it's gut-wrenching and it's heartbreaking, and it's something that's been going on for too damn long. It's a lot of wicked things going on behind the scenes, and I just feel like, as a people, there's power in numbers, and we have the power to bring awareness to this. So let's find that petition. Let's get our names on that petition. Let's continue to use the hashtag Free Wendy. I'm going to add that, and I'm going to employ the Henny PIs to add the hashtag Free Wendy into damn near everything that we do. I mean, I know that's probably not the premise of it, but we want to draw awareness to that. Maybe we can start putting I Stand with Wendy on things, so that way it gets out there. Like, I don't know, but I'm going to get with the PI team and see what we can do as media to try to do something. And I employ anybody and everybody that has a channel that may be watching this to start implementing hashtag Free Wendy. Let's start using our platforms for something besides just gossip and entertainment. Yeah, I can curse somebody out, I can dig in court docs and expose, but what about doing something that has purpose and cause and meaning to it? There's a lot of power in these platforms that we have to start utilizing. And so I want to start doing that with this platform. My thoughts, prayers are with Wendy and her family as they continue to fight to get her out of this guardianship. I will be doing some research into the guardianships and trying to figure out how we can start tracking this down and who we can write to in New York legislation to get this really looked at. And if we have to, let's start writing letters to government in Washington. Let's really get some change out there. But thank you to everyone that has been tapping in and tuning in. Let's read a couple of these comments. You have been very active, San, and I appreciate that. They don't want her to get better. Only bad images come from her being in New York City. Why make her stay in the place that they say caused her addictions? Why not let her go with her family? Hashtag Free Wendy. I agree. Wendy is exposing too much and too many people in the industry. They want her silenced, point blank. Blessings to Wendy. I agree with you, Gregory Warmack, that she has exposed a lot. She's scared for her life. Oh my God, that's what it sounded like to me. Hey, Queen Grandma, you've been here for a while, okay? I appreciate y'all who have stayed here. I know this is not your usual content that you get from me, but every now and again, we got to dip into some reality, I'm genuinely worried about her, Henny Gang, me as well. Like, we don't know what's going to happen, especially now that she's doing what looked like a press run. Let's see if she actually gets that Jason Lee interview, Yes, let's use our voices to speak up for Wendy. I'm happy you are covering this right now. Thank you so much, T Love. I'm grateful that you are here. Okay. Free Wendy, Williams, Selena Moore. Inside job. She needs a new lawyer. Absolutely. Wendy needs to be saved sooner or later. That is a fact. Write your Congress about guardianship. Free Wendy. How you punish a grown woman and she can't have a real phone. That part. You can call out. And that's exactly how jail phones are. You can call out, but you can't call back in. You don't get a phone number when they call. You see what I'm saying? We are so in need of reality information. Great idea, Henny. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. So that's gonna do it for this video. Thank y'all for tapping in and tuning in. We have spent 2 hours on live discussing this. I'm very proud of the work that we did here tonight. So salute to y'all. TMZ did an interview with the lawyer concerning the 2 interviews, saying she is good some days and bad some days, so people must not put too much into it. And of course they're going to say that. Of course they're going to say that. Of course. Oh my God, y'all, I'm scared for her safety. She probably in trouble for this. I feel they have stolen all of her money, and if she released, the truth will be exposed. Listen, I feel like they've gone through her money as well, and if not all of it, at least a good majority of it. They know she knows too much. They won't set her free. Just came in. We'll have to listen to the replay. Hey, Michelle. All right, y'all. So we're gonna stop this one here, but we will spin the block on this. I have another video that I'm going to do for y'all, so I will be ending this and going straight into a recording. And the video that y'all are gonna get is an update on the Games court case. You're gonna get an update on the Games court case. I have not forgotten about part 2 of Alex Spiro. I'm going to get into the Meek Mills portion of Rock Nation and their lawyer, and we're going to dive into all of that hot henny in the next upcoming videos. Thank y'all so much for y'all support. I appreciate all of y'all that rock out and roll with me no matter what the content is. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all share this up. Make sure y'all like on the way out, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace, y'all.